Hi, welcome back to the vlog. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that you're back. This is the intro to the next vlog. I had so much fun with the first one. I thought, why not keep doing this? And I'm sorry for the jump scare. We are currently getting ready, but I thought this would be a good time just to sit and chat and update you on what's been going on and what will be going on since we last talked. It is currently Friday morning and it's been a few days since you last saw me. So yeah, thanks again for being here. I am just currently putting on a quick face because my mom actually flew into town last night and she got here pretty late, so there wasn't much to do last night, but this morning we are actually going to the North Carolina Zoo. So I am just putting on a very brief face just to wear something, not a lot, but just a little something something, and we'll see how long it actually stays on. That'll be the real question and challenge of the day. In North Carolina, there's been a spell of 100-degree days for, like, I'm not even kidding, like the last week. Every day it's just hot and humid, so today is no different. I think the high is going to be 92, 93, something like that, and humidity to match, so it'll be a toasty one. So I'm just doing a light little makeup today, but I love watching people get ready, and I figured maybe you'll like to watch me get ready, even if it's just a brief little thing. I'm trying to think of what's gone on since I last talked to you. I saw you Tuesday morning when I was showing you my haircut. I've still been loving it. This has been a lot of fun, and I think I mentioned in that clip that I want to go shorter, and it's still true. I still want to go shorter. But this has been so nice this week. Yesterday I just washed it and let it air dry and it looked great. And then this morning, you know, I slept on it so it was a little kinky, but I just ran a thermal hot brush through it and it looks really stinking cute. So I've been enjoying that. Still enjoying my little rat tail. It's all been good over here. So that is just a hair update. I probably should have filmed this, but yesterday I finished a quilt project. For the last couple months I've been taking this quilting class, this virtual quilting class, and the quilt was centered around my first year of marriage with Emily, and I just finished it yesterday. I'd been working on it since April maybe, and it's currently the end of June, so that was a big accomplishment. If I can figure out how to like overlay a video while I'm still speaking, I will show you the quilt here. I'm really proud of myself. It feels like a big accomplishment. This is the biggest quilt that I've done. It's 4-ish feet and some change, like 4.5 feet maybe. Feels really good to be done with a huge project like that. You know, so satisfied with it. We currently have it hanging up in the house, and it's definitely a wall quilt and not like a cuddling quilt. So yeah, very happy. I currently have an idea of what I'd like to work on next, and I'm excited to do that too. I have my background base fabric, and I think I'll probably start on that maybe Sunday or Monday night. So that's exciting. So I'm still reading Mary by Nat Cassidy. I think I mentioned it in the last vlog. I'm probably 2/3 of the way through it now. I think I've probably read another third since the past weekend. Still really enjoying it. It's currently becoming a little unhinged, but if you saw my stack of books that's on my shelf up behind me, that are some of my favorites, unhinged is my favorite genre, I think. So right at home there, but the main character is currently going through this like phase of questioning her reality, and as someone with OCD, I'm constantly questioning my reality and like what's real and what's in my head. So I find a lot of solace there, and it's fun to kind of like read about it from an outside perspective, but it's also interesting that it's like a horror trope, you know, like it's so funny. But yeah, been really enjoying that. I'm already kind of pondering what I'm going to read next. I'm definitely in this like horror kind of mood, and I do have a few books to pick from, so we'll have to see what comes next there. But aside from the book reading and quilting, I haven't been up to much. I've been just kind of laying low and staying inside since it is so hot. But like I said, my mom is here for the next few days. She's here for the long weekend with us. And today we're actually going to the North Carolina Zoo. So that will be fun. I'm not really like a zoo person in the grand scheme of things. I'm a vegetarian. I'm very much an animal rights person. So obviously zoos aren't going to be my first list of things to do, but the zoo does a lot of conservation work and rescue and release kind of work with like wild animals in the area or in North Carolina. So they do a lot of good stuff, and they actually have a whole documentary on Disney Plus, like a whole season of TV show, which is how we found them. So I feel pretty good about going to this one. When my mom was here last year, we went to a bird park. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Sylvan Heights Bird Park, I believe. And that was super fun. We like eloped last year and then went to the bird park as like the activity for the day. So we had a lot of fun doing that. So it's kind of becoming like a thing. And as long as I can find reputable, places to go visit animals, I will. So yeah, we're doing that today. And I think we're gonna go out for noodles afterwards. And then tomorrow is gonna be a fun day of going to Durham. We're gonna go to another place to get food. And then I think we're gonna go to the Durham Scrap Exchange, which is like my heaven because it's a warehouse full of scrap materials, mostly fabric, but also a lot of other art materials, craft materials, those kinds of things. So that'll be really fun. I think it'll just be a lot of quality time and hanging out with family this week. Learning how to edit has been interesting. I've, obviously, maybe not obviously, but I've used iMovie in the past, like in high school and college and stuff like that. But now I'm actually using like real software and editing actual video and actual content. So that has been a little bit of an interesting learning curve. I definitely think it's going to be like the bottleneck for me because I love filming and, that kind of thing and setting up shots and taking it around with me. But editing is, not that I don't enjoy it, but it's like a slower process for sure. So I'm learning, I'm getting there. Yesterday I put blush on, like this blush on, and then I kind of did it in like a different way, kind of like what I'm doing now. But usually I'm like a blush up here kind of person, but I'm enjoying like the full cheek and nose moment. And I walked into the room and Emily was like, are you okay? Like, what happened? And I was like, girl, it's my blush. Nothing to sweat, nothing to worry about. And that did not stop me. I'm doing it again. So sorry guys, I was telling you a story and then my camera battery died, so I'm back. But as I mentioned last vlog, we have a pet tortoise and he is currently inside because he's not big enough to be outside. And he has a big 4x8 enclosure with lights and heat lamps, lights, all that kind of fun stuff. And I have never done this, but I forgot to turn the lights off that night. It was a couple of nights ago. And again, never have done this. Usually he's on a day and night cycle. Like I turn his lights on every morning, turn them off every night. Emily woke up in the middle of the night and saw that the lights were on in his room and she went in there to go turn them off. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning and he was just like full sprint in there, going crazy. Not like going crazy, but just like having fun and living his tortoise life. So funny. We have a camera in there set up for him. And of course it was like all night. He was up from like 2 to 5 and at 5 a.m. I turned off his lights just to give him a bit of a break. I was like, okay, you need to take a nap. And he was still going. So Eunice is kind of a night owl. I didn't realize. But that was really funny. So his schedule was definitely thrown off yesterday, but I remembered last night. So we have everything on. I'm just going to set it. If you have not tried this, you need to. I love this stuff. It's the Milani Make It Last setting spray. Works like a charm. It's so easy and like it keeps my makeup looking great all day. So definitely going to utilize this today. Excuse me while I spray this. I don't want to get my bangs wet, but hopefully I don't look too crazy doing this. If I leave the footage in, I didn't look too crazy. If I take it out, I look crazy. Last but not least, just a little mascara. And then I think we should be all good to go. Last thing I'm gonna do here is just top my blush, my liquid blush with powder blush. This is my other favorite powder, or my other favorite blush item. It is the Haus Labs Blush and Dragon Fruit dragon fruit days. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of that and set my blush on my cheeks that I already have, and that should be it. I would be interested to do an update at the end of the day to see what I look like. This is definitely more makeup than I probably should be wearing on a 100-degree day or 90-degree day, but I'm trying to look cute for a good time, not a long time, I guess. However that saying goes. Yeah, that is it. Thank you for being here with this morning check-in. We just gotta do a couple things and then we're gonna head out and go to the zoo. So I will update you once we get there. Talk to you soon. Bye. Good morning vlog. How are we doing today? Happy Sunday. I hope you are doing well. I've not talked to you since Friday at the zoo. I think where we left off is we were waiting for the shuttle back to the parking lot. So that is where I left off. I did not film anything yesterday. We did have activities planned, but kind of changed schedule and just decided to have a lazy day. My mom and I did some shopping in our city, and then Emily stayed home and recovered from the zoo because that was like insane. It was so hot that day. We were all miserable and tired by the time we got home. We got Chinese food that night and then basically spent yesterday recovering and having just a casual leisure day. So this morning we are going to Durham. I don't remember if I mentioned these plans during on Friday when I was getting ready, but we are going to Durham. We are going to go to brunch closer to noon at a place called Roses in Durham. It's one of our favorite places to eat food in that city. And then before that though, my mom and I are going to the Scrap Exchange, and that is also in Durham. That is a collective of creative folks who essentially have a warehouse full of crafty secondhand materials, whether it be wood, metal, plastic,
glass, anything you can imagine. But what they have a lot of is fabric and all kinds of like textile crafty things like yarns and threads and anything you would possibly need if you were in that realm. So I love to source materials there, and I haven't been there for a couple months probably, so I usually am at their bins. They have like a series of bins there, kind of just in the middle of the warehouse, where I just fill up a bucket of fabric and bring it home, and you know, everybody gets a good deal. So I'm really excited to go there and check out what they have, since I haven't been there in so long, and I'm excited to show you that too. So I definitely plan to bring my camera along and show you both of those wonderful spots of Durham. And then after that, I think we're just hanging out at the house until we need to bring my mom back to the airport. So it should be a pretty chill day. Yeah, I'm sad to see her go, but it was a really great weekend with her. So I know that we made a lot of memories, and yeah, it's been a really great time. I just wanted to show you what I've been up to in our downtime. So when we had like our lazy day yesterday, I've been reading my book, and then I also started a new sewing project, which I've had like on the mind for a minute, and I knew it, you know, it was like one of those things where it wouldn't take a ton of time, but I just haven't done it yet. So I wanted to whip around and show you that real quick. All right, so the lighting is a little different because I have my desk light on, but it's a little warm toned. But I'm basically making this, it's gonna be like a glorified placemat. I want something to like put tarot cards on when I read in the morning. And so I started hand sewing this courthouse block with just different mint, green, blue fabrics, and then pink, because this is like my favorite color combo. And yeah, so I did that while we were just chilling on the couch watching TV last night, and I'm just very happy with it. It's very nice and neat for my hand sewing abilities, so it's fun to see that come together. It's going to be kind of in this like oval shape. Here's my template here. So I have a little bit to go. The teal is done, but I just need to add a couple more rows of the pink onto the edges. And then we will cut out the batting, cut out the backing fabric, and then we will quilt it. So it'll be a nice like quilted placemat for my tarot cards. And I have these really pretty matching threads to quilt it with. This is kind of like, if I were gonna be a thread, this is the kind of thread I would be. Just a gorgeous like pink and mint combination of thread. So I'm really excited to use this one, and then this is like my favorite color. So yeah, gotta have both of those, but that should be fun. I'll probably work on this evening and hopefully be able to start quilting it soon. So other than that, I do have the last vlog pretty much all edited. I just need to go in and add some music and sound and stuff, and I'm really excited about it. I had my mom and Emily be my first audience viewers, and they said it was good. So, you know, take that with what you will, but yeah, it's pretty much all edited, so I'm excited to kind of like put that together, put the finishing touches on it, and then hopefully upload it. I think I want to upload on Sundays, so probably spend this week wrapping it up, editing this vlog, and then posting that first one on Sunday, just so I don't feel like I'm rushed. And before I head out today, I want to do our scent of the day that we did last time, because I really enjoyed that little segment. So out of the three new fragrances that I got recently, this is probably my favorite one. This is Copal de Terre, pronunciation pending. Copal de Terre by Le Monde Gourmand. I love this. My nose in particular, this is just straight copal, and I love that scent. It gives very much like church energy. It's like so warm and comforting, and it lingers all day. It's really affordable too. I think this was around $20 to $30 for this bottle. I feel like if I could smell a nun in the near future, I feel like this is what they would smell like. So yeah, that is going to be the scent of the day. Absolutely love this one, and I just wanted to share that with you. Next clip will probably be at the Durham Scrap Exchange, and I will bring my small tripod so I can set you up and like let you watch me shop. And fingers crossed that we find a bunch of great stuff. So I will see you there to check back in, and yeah, see you soon. Well, some damage was done. As you saw, I had a lot of fun with my mom at the Durham Scrap Exchange yesterday. I found a lot more than I anticipated that I would, which is a great thing, and now I feel super rich on art supplies. This is all that I picked out, and then my mom got her own assortment of stuff and had to stuff it in her suitcase for when she went home last night. But yeah, I don't want to show you all of this because that would be really extensive, but I did want to show you some of my favorites because if you're anything like me, just even looking at fabric is really fun. So a lot of the good little scraps I found were in those bins that you saw us digging through, and I love looking through those. And upon first like go around, I didn't think there was going to be much in the bins, but then when I started digging, I found the good stuff. So let me show you some of my favorites. So these little polka dots on yellow, so cute, right up my alley. Do any of you remember this fabric pattern? Some little ducks on white cotton, pink flowers, someone else's unfinished project in shades of blue and purple. And the last little scrap I'll show you is this loon print. And I'm from Minnesota, so these are extra special to me. And on top of the scraps, I found several rolls of fabric that I wanted to get and, you know, brought home with me. The rolls of fabric are bigger than scraps, so they're bigger than like yay big. Usually it's about a yard or two, anywhere in between there. And their price is marked. First, I want to show you this one. It is just maybe like a yard or two of cotton fabric. Most of this is quilting cotton, and it has these gorgeous deer on it. Looks like we have mom, dad, and baby. I use a lot of pink in my quilts, so finding a large roll of pink cotton, priceless to me. And this actually has like a little bit of a bleach stain. I'm not sure if that's intentional or if it was an accident that happened in the laundry to the person before me, but I actually really like it, so I don't mind that at all. My mom actually found this one and let me have it. She took like a sliver of it and then she gave me the rest, but it is just this pink with orange flowers and little butterflies on it. A neutral brown with pink and orange flowers on it. And then perhaps my favorite of the rolls is probably this one. This is a pink and red and white polka dot in stripe pattern, if that makes any sense. And it's a lot of fabric for me. That's like quite a bit. So aside from pink and mint being my favorite color combination, I love, love, love pink and red. I love like Valentine's kind of color schemes, so I always think of pink and red with that. So this will be really useful to me, and I am super excited to use it. All right, and that's where I'm going to end this vlog. I think it is currently Monday morning. It's just before 9 a.m. And so what I think I would like to get into the habit of doing is ending vlogs Sunday night and then restarting again on Monday morning for the next one. I just had that epiphany this morning, so that's why it's not happening right now. I don't have a lot going on this week. I'm not super busy. I don't have a lot of plans. So it'll definitely be more of a homebody week, and honestly, it'll be more of what I typically do. I love being at home. I'm a big introvert, so having all of these activities is kind of outside of my wheelhouse, so it'll be kind of fun just to show you what I get up to around here. I'm ready to focus back on quilting and starting my next big project, and then also just working more on my YouTube channel and editing videos, learning software, all that kind of stuff, all that more administrative behind the scenes work. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me, and I would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. I would love to interact with you there. And until next time, I hope you're doing well wherever you are, and I will see you then. So yeah, thank you. Bye.